The world teaches you to confront your enemies, to face them with courage, to engage in open battle. This is the advice of fools, designed to keep you predictable, exposed, and trapped in endless, draining conflicts. A true prince, as Machiavelli understood, does not engage in battles he does not have to. He wins the war before his enemy even knows it has begun. The art is not to fight your enemy, but to create the conditions for his own collapse. It is the art of eliminating rivals without getting your hands dirty. Your goal is not to defeat your enemy in a fair fight. Your goal is to have him removed from the board, discredited, isolated, and rendered utterly irrelevant, preferably by his own hand or the hands of others. You must remain above the fray, an innocent observer to his tragic, self-inflicted demise. The first act of this invisible war is isolation. An enemy with allies is a fortress. An enemy alone is a target. Your first task is to systematically sever his support structure. You do not do this with direct attacks. You do it with poison, administered in whispers. You plant seeds of doubt. To his allies, you don't slander him. You express concern. I worry about his recent judgment, you might say. His decisions seem so erratic lately. You frame your attack as sympathy. You engineer situations where he appears unreliable or disloyal to his own friends. You feed his paranoia until he begins to see threats everywhere, pushing away the very people who might defend him. Once he is isolated, you begin the second act, the destruction of his reputation. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Once it cracks, the entire structure falls. Again, you never make direct accusations. Direct accusations can be traced back to you. Instead, you use insinuation and strategically leaked information. You create a narrative. Is your enemy prone to anger? You ensure his outbursts are witnessed by the right people. Is he secretly insecure? You create scenarios that magnify that insecurity into incompetence. You allow others to discover his flaws. You ask leading questions in public forums. Can someone explain the logic behind this strategy? I must be missing something. You let the crowd do the work, connecting the dots of his supposed ineptitude. He will not be fighting you. He will be fighting a ghost, a pervasive narrative that he cannot pin down, a rising tide of public opinion that will drown him. The third and final act is orchestrating the final blow. You have isolated him and destroyed his public standing. Now, he is vulnerable. You do not strike the final blow yourself. That would be crude. Instead, you create a trap that he will willingly walk into. You can use his own ambition against him, encouraging him toward a risky project that you know will fail, while publicly cheering him on. You can use another rival, a third party, feeding them the very information they need to attack your target, all while you offer your target your sincere condolences. The perfect outcome is when your enemy destroys himself through his own actions, fueled by the paranoia and pressure you have expertly applied from the shadows. He takes a desperate gamble. He lashes out at a perceived traitor. He makes a fatal error, and he is finished. And you? You were never there. You were a concerned friend, a neutral observer. You might even be the one to offer a eulogy for his fallen career, praising his passion while you seamlessly occupy the vacuum of power he has left behind. This is not a game for the kind-hearted. This is the cold calculus of power. The world is a chessboard, and you must decide if you are to be a pawn, sacrificed in a meaningless skirmish, or the hand that clears the board for its own coronation. The choice to learn this art is the choice to abandon naive morality for sovereign effectiveness. The sheep will call it evil. The lions will call it strategy. If you have absorbed this lesson to its very end, it is because you have the constitution of a ruler. You understand that power is not taken in the light. It is forged in the shadows. The knowledge of this art is now embedded in your mind. It is a weapon that, once seen, can never be unseen. You now carry the burden and the power of a true strategist. This is not a simple subscription. It is a vow, a silent oath that you will no longer be a pawn in another's game. It is a declaration that you will study the mechanics of power until you are its master. This fortress is not for the masses. It is a war room, a council for the architects of their own destiny who understand that victory is not about fighting harder, but about making your enemy defeat himself. We are the hands that move the pieces. Now go, and let your enemies orchestrate their own magnificent ruin. The sheep will call it evil, the lions will call it strategy. You understand that power is not taken in the light.